Intern hatari. Bro, hii light ni deadly when naipenda. Na kucheki. Ulikuwa unanishow?
So see, I was like umeniuliza the most at the best time because I didn't have I didn't have like anything else going on. You get?
Oh, yeah.
So like I at the moment all the projects we had tulikuwa tumemaliza.
Complete, yeah.
And then shule ndio hiyo pia imeisha. So the exact hiyo siku yenye because ilikuwa the previous week ndio nilimaliza and then ukani text earlier. I think ilikuwa on Sunday or something. Yeah. So that Sunday ndio I was trying to strategize because we strategize things like quarterly.
Yeah. Kampuni.
Yeah. So we had to like kidogo like do some strategies for me and then ndio unaona Leslie ameni text. No, acha ni achia hapa. I think in a really good place kwanza nayo kwa podcast. You get?
Nice. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Okay.
I think it make the cuts. Sijuka it make but tutaona. I think ngoja niko na intro story but sijuka niipige.
Piga it's fine.
Nini story flani since Pop amedai kuna story ya
Piga it's fine.
I always do an intro story on my podcast and then afterwards tune inacheza then kuna kwa umecheki episode
bro nimeona zote. What are you saying?
That's so sad. Mawaziri, the intro. Yeah man, mawaziri man. High spirits hapa kwa podcast episode to concert leo na champion tamuintroduce in a few but in the spirit of Pop kupass on I feel like kuna ilikuwa naona place fulani msee akisema in history undo one of the worst pops ever but aside from that kuna some other people in the Christianity sector mapasi priest walido some amazing job na nataka kuhighlight mse mmoja anaitwa Varah. So significantly umse first of all amegrow Great Britain at that time ilikuwa inaitwa Britain I guess 1911 ndo time alizaliwa. So Varah ali grow up kwa this amazing family yenye walikuwa na bring up through the Christian ways, priesthood and all that. Eventually akakuwa priest in an Anglican church. So day flani fast forward to ameshakuwa mtu big nini akakuwa na preside over a funeral ya a young lady mwenye alijituma. Mwenye wajui kujituma ni commit suicide. Juu na feel audience yangu nilila kugrow na nikaendelea kuongea zile sheng za wizi watanitoka. So guys, the lady committed suicide. She was a 14-year-old. So dem akacommit suicide na pasi priest alikuwa moved na hii story. So 1953 sijaambia kwa nini dem alicommit suicide. Alijipata her first menses alithink ni STD. So pasi akakuwa like man hii mambo ya at that time unajua ni kitambo so hakuna mambo ya information and all that so alibidi amechampioni kitu. So 1953 akakama up na initiative inaitwa the Samaritans. Ilikuwa the first hotline number in Britain whereby una feel some type of way unapiga tu simu kwa Samaritans unaambia niaje mimi na feel udu niaje mimi na feel si feel poa so naomba mcome through man. So alikama up na initiative na ili change a whole thing during that time man. So later in the years the Samaritans ikakuwa diluted, unajua leadership ina change and all that, but Varah's legacy is always and still celebrated till to date. And yeah, so mapriest wetu wa Kenya man, mwangalie initiative ka hizi mjue venye mtafanya, si kazi kulonda 20 million kwa church. Tuanze show. Mwaziri mko fiti, mko poa, niache kurant, man. A lot has been happening throughout this week, man. I don't know. I don't want to mention juu na feel hasira inapanda, stories za gavani ni nini. Najua una relate. So story ya June tutaongelea June ikifika. I have an episode I'm planning, a good one. Na guest watakuwa hapo hivyo ni waswali kwa ground including myself. I think hiyo episode tutaifanya, unacheki venye tulikuwa tumedress up maandamano times, tutabring hiyo episode sasa hapo hivyo live. Sindio? So stay tuned for that episode. Nafanyia scripting ni nini. But today's episode is an amazing episode because let me tell you, man. So the first segment inaitwa Heka za Waziri. Second segment inaitwa Ghosting the Host, and the guest I'm host Leslie Musyoki, ukipenda Waziri. Na nikipenda guest wangu wajiintroduce, man, nimeyap sana bro. Ukwaje? Na ungeanga sana kwa hii podcast, but ni yangu though.
Yeah, it's completely understandable. Yeah. So
karibu, man.
Asante sana. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I typically watu wananijua kama Mweti. On Instagram, Mweti's episodes. That is me. Niulize maswali.
Nikuulize maswali?
Yeah.
Nachiki hapa Zuhum ananipigia jo. Zuhum wa Bajaber. Yule mmoja. Hello. Niaje. Niko salama, niko katika recording na tumepause, but niambie bro.
Excuse me.
Recording.
Rudia hiyo part ya introduction. Okay.
Okay, no worries.
So unataka niseme nini hapo?
Intro tu.
Okay, jina tu.
Jina tu alafu.
Okay, sawa.
Okay. And Ghosting the Host. So tu after ushaika intro tune, hii place yote utakata, alafu after intro tune tutaanza nini. Thank you. Mwaziri mkufiti, mkopoa, nimeyap sana mazee kwa hii episode, kwa intro story, but you know, yeah man. So hapa hivi niko na an interesting guest. Tumekuwa nikipanga episode for a long time. So segment ya kwanza inaitwa Heka za Waziri, segment ya pili inaitwa Ghosting the Host, and the guest I'm your host Leslie Musyoki, ukipenda Waziri. Na guest wangu naomba ujiintroduce, man.
Hi guys. Kwa majina naitwa Mweti, ama Mweti's episodes. And thank you for having me.
No worries, man. It'll take time. Nilikuwa na show 90% of the people I bring on the podcast are people I meet online. And it's either I approach them or vice versa. Like nakwambia mazee na cheki do shit fiti, come through, man. Kwa uko gracious enough to show up. So thank you so much for showing up, man. So leo tutafanya vitu a little bit different kwa hii segment ya Ghosting the Host. Nilikuwa nataka uniulize one question or two questions zenye unaweza niuliza before nianze kuuliza maswali. Any question, general knowledge, personal questions.
That is really nice. So a personal question.
Okay.
Dating life in Nairobi inakupeleka aje?
It's should I do it like percentage wise? No. Okay, it's
percentage wise is crazy
like crazy, like Maduya crazy, like you know Maduya, like Madare things, you know. Maduya crazy. It's crazy to that point. So naweza sema ni 40%, like 40% good. Yeah, but the 60%,
mbona?
I don't know, man. People have ulterior motives. Mimi personally nataka kupenda dem vizuri, hata sitaki mambo ya sex and all, like me just want to
mapenzi barizi.
Yenye imetulia tu, yani upepo wa bahari type shit. But dem anataka kunitumia, mimi sitaki hizo, like me I want to wait until marriage.
Okay.
But honestly, like it's like the narratives zenye ziko huku hivi nje imefanya ikakuwa tricky for one to like have a genuine relationship with a girl.
Okay.
Kuna ingine?
The last one.
Okay.
What does financial freedom look like to Leslie Musyoki?
Financial freedom, na feel okay, financial freedom, man. Wow.
Happiness. Tuseme happiness.
Mina feel, man, stories okay. Financial freedom, happiness, like mina feel sanani tena nipigia. Mina feel kani story ya in what sense by then? No,
in what sense, like
broadly alafu ikweni.
Okay. Unafikiria ukifika wapi in life, utaona by the way at this point in time I am complete.
I feel like ile time mazee nitaweza kuafford kenye naweza afford at that time.
Okay.
Na get
Yeah.
juu mi nafeel sahi niko complete already.
Okay.
Juu kenye nataka naipata.
Yeah.
Kama ni anything like kenye nataka sahi nikitaka ku move niko na hiyo do ya ku move, nikitaka kwenda home
Okay, pole.
naweza enda like naweza fanya hivyo at that time. So it doesn't depend like na do niko na that time, but kai iko yenye iko naweza ini.
Okay.
But sifikiriangi ati ku have many millions in my account ati ndo nimeachieve financial freedom.
Okay.
Like the one that I have at that point yenye na sustain juu unacheki venye sai kuko, you work with what you have.
Yes.
You don't like sai sihitaji gari. Like I'm still young. Sihitaji gari. Naweza move tu na matatu na niko poa. But maybe let's ku podcast itafika 100k subscribers. You know what I mean? GLE, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. So I think it's that extent.
I think we share the same notion. Hata mimi niko na similar perspective on the same situation.
Like una feel like kenye uko nayo tu at that time.
Kugo content.
That's the right content. Yeah, man. So I feel like I need to give props to myself. Na in the count of 3 when wako studio, man, mpige makofi. Podcaster of the month of April, man. So yeah, man. Tosha. So yeah, podcaster of the month. I'm so grateful to Jollof Media. The first time ilikuwa September, the second time on April. Yani mi feel nikiambia mawaziri wenge kwa comment section na comment na feel tutaichukua kila mwezi, not to brag, but yeah, man, I have people out there. So shout out to you mawaziri. So thank God na thank you mawaziri. So tuanze conversation, man. Karibu sana kwenye studio.
Thank you.
It has taken time, but finally, man. So nataka tuanze, you're a creative, right?
Yeah.
Na feel everyone broaden the word creative. Like mse creative ni mse mgani?
So you think first of all, you cannot, maybe this is a very personal opinion.
Okay.
Hawezi kuwa creative kama hauna the aspect of creativity. I think in the world there are two kinds of people. There are people who, and it also comes from, like I said, I am a Christian. So it comes from kwangu. God gave us a unique set of creative power.
True.
And so nikiamka and then I am able to think about a certain design, I am able to think about hata music. I am able to think about certain lyrics. Kama mi siwezi andika lyrics.
I mean, but okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, we're good artists.
Yeah, but you see, na uweze ku-actualize whatever it is you're thinking about ama the lyrics you have in mind, that is creativity. You're imaginative. And so by default you're a creative.
You're creative, yeah.
Because there are two different people. Kuna watu wenye they work really well. Unapata and from my experience, most creatives really struggle with vitu kama math ama bio. I am also in the same
okay,
unajua mbona?
Yeah.
Because to some degree we also love understanding how things work. So ukinipea tu formula ndakwa like, ay mbona hii formula iko hivi?
Yeah.
Mbona haiwezi change iko hivi?
You're always asking questions.
Yeah. And that unapata, that is what makes us different from everyone else. So I think that is my simple definition of who is a creative.
Kwa what creatives is? Jumia as a mini podcaster na pia sasa zingine nafanya content on the side. Uko wapi as a creative?
I will categorize myself as a digital creative because I am more of I have done a lot of things on the creative side.
Please say them.
Okay,
tell
so
us.
I consistently do graphic design. I do web design. I do UI UX design. Kidogo is different from
hapo sijui nini, but yes.
Okay, ni kama ukifungua bolt venye bolt inakaa na venye bolt ina interact.
Okay.
Yeah. So that comes into the software aspect of applications ama just softwares, vitu kama hizo. Hata kitu kama Adobe Pro venye inakaa venye ina function. Hiyo primarily ni UI UX. So there's also that aspect of it. So in terms of design, ni hizo, like every kind of design I have interacted with. It is something I have done. And that, so hizo ndio the ventures in the design area nime focus on. But on top of that, No, my company does so much more
We'll
than
get to your
that.
company and what
Okay.
it does and all that. But yeah, so yeah, umsiana do vitu mob mawaziri man. Kaa kuna mboga huko nje if there is work outside there, please, try ataka social zake, then you'll be able to reach out.
Yeah.
So umesema that's your creative aspect and all that. Like maybe, so since uko kwa company already, what does your company do na pia like mbona like you look so young.
Yeah.
Ama when
No, I'm probably younger than you. I'm actually younger than you.
Kuna. Haiwezi, mimi niko 17. Okay, niko 23.
Yeah, I'm younger than you.
No way, bro.
Yes, way.
And you have a company.
Yes.
Shit. Ndo maana ako hapa. Misi faila nimemleta kwa hivyo.
Yeah, by the way.
We, msijaribu tena. Nitafanya kitu mchagai.
Unajua nyinyi ndio mmeniita hapa.
So how does someone set up a company at such a young age, bro? Especially that kind of like that type of company where you do this web design.
Okay. So I give it in form of a story. Where I started from. So I think kitambo, first of all, growing up, I really didn't have a lot. Penye mimi nimetoka.
Humble background?
Not necessarily, but at times unapata you want something, but pesa hiyo kitu haiko. Not necessarily because hawana pesa. It's because the money is already planned for. So you also grow up, and then nilienda boarding nikiwa class 5.
Wase waliendanga boarding wakiwa that young age. Yani mnakuanga na something unique about you guys. Ni wase yani mshaanza kufigure out life already at class 5 yani. Mnajua venye mnaweza navigate through the nini.
So in that particular dynamic, you have unapigana na watu, and then ilikuwa Nyeri, bro. Nyeri huko baridi, tulikuwa karibu na Mount Kenya. The guys over there are really big.
Big as in?
Big, like huge. You remember nimekuambia I'm younger than you. So that time I was still younger than guys over there.
Oh really?
And I was also smaller than them.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to wake up in the morning with these guys. Kama ni maji ya kuoga, and it was cold water. Mnganganie na wao, and then so it was that. So you really have to grow up and adjust and then eventually
adapt or die.
And then so at that point I started saving pocket money kidogo.
Class 5?
Bro manze, you want a t-shirt, you want to viatu.
Mimi manze nimeanza kujua kusave after form 4. Not siko but mimi nimeanza kujua kusave after form 4.
Okay.
Mimi nilikuwa najua doni hand to mouth like at that time yani tunamaza hii ganji sahi tu.
But it was primarily because shule yenye nilikuwa mlikuwa mnapewa pocket money siku yenye mnafunga. So kama tunafunga kesho, leo jioni ndio tunapewa pocket money.
So nyinyi mko na baza?
Bro ni ushago bro.
So mimi unajua si watu watao nini. Wana baza. Unaenda pale mnatoa do 3 pm 5 pm asha assemble do yenu. Ni na minus top hivyo nyuma hiyo paper. Umechukua punch, umechukua nini 7 so.
I think nili experience hiyo venye nilienda high school.
So tunaongelea shit in primary.
Niko primary. So that was the only time you'd get money, and since hakuna kitu ulikuwa unafanya, unafika home and then unatembea kwa barabara, unaona viatu, and then unabuy hizo viatu. So it was more or less the same thing until after sasa nikaingia high school. High school was really chill because I was in Upper Hill. So it was
kwa pumu.
Tulikuwa tunapatana
silikuwa daily kwa liko, but that's not the point.
Sema futa I think neza agree, but in every other sport we were actually beating you all of the time.
Hiyo I think ni tuta to confirm juu siamini. Okay, but ni sawa. But pia tulikuwa tunawatikia mademonyi. Okay, so ulikuwa unasema?
But tulikuwa tunawachia wale vienyo.
Okay, sawa. Acha tu ikae hivyo.
So
now ume transition to high school.
High school I think was pretty chill. Nothing major happened. But that is where I got a glimpse of Christ. But it was because of a baddie. Tulikuanga na zilikuwa zinaitwa
Baddies wamekuwa instrumental kwa life yako.
Don't play. Okay. I love them Baddies. No, I love my baddie. I have one and I love her to the moon. But they have also been really crucial to me being the person that I am today. So this particular chick alikuwa mpointi, alikuwa kapointi. Alikuwa badi, I'm telling you my G.
Mimi nimekuja kuona mabadi juzi man.
And then ilikuwa Christian challenge. Sijui ilikuwa nganitwa weekend challenge. Yeah. So I saw her over there and then
which school? Can you
Upper Hill.
With the girl.
No, walikuwa si kama venye ministry inaweza come ku preach and everything.
So ukiwa shule alikuwa nje.
Alikuwa nje.
Confidence iko juu ka sauti ya Kindiki anyway.
Yeah. So I followed her and then so si hapo ndio akaombea watu and then everything. But me I just wanted her number. At the time I didn't want Christ. So eventually I gave my life to Christ, not because of Christ but because of her.
The pointy man.
Yeah. But sasa you see she was older than me. I think at the time like 10 or something years. Yeah. But bro, like a baddie is a baddie.
A baddie is a baddie.
A baddie is a baddie, yeah. So that is, I think that's probably the major thing really happened in high school. Topple on to come to campus. Okay, nimemaliza technically my university just last week.
Nice. Graduate lini?
October.
Yeah.
Catholic University of Eastern Africa.
Bado umeenda kusomea the same thing?
Pardon?
Like university, what did you major on?
I did finance in university.
Okay, nice. Yeah. And now setting up a company with that na shule, like your balance ilikamaje?
Okay.
Na ungeniambia like hii kampuni ilianza.
So sasa ndio nimeruka the high school primary part ndio we come here. So in university naingia first year and I will not lie to you, guys had cars. Guys were wearing the newest shit out there. Guys were doing the most out there at the time. And I remember I was just a simple campus boy. Kijana mdogo. Hata I think ndio nilikuwa nimeingia 18.
So ulimaliza high school ukiwa young?
I think cause nilimaliza 2021. Technically ningemaliza na 17 years.
Noma. So ulikuwa na bag mabadi anyway. Riz is riz. Game is game, bro.
Game is game. So what happens nimeingia kampo and then I really the first lessons you know unaingia class and then unaona by the way sishiki. But even before that I really wanted to do something designish. I just wanted to do something designish and then nikaingia Pinterest and then I started looking at logos and then nikaingia YouTube. I started doing like vitu na logos and everything. So that was the first time I was exposed to any form of design work. So turuke. So eventually kulikuwa na an advert on Instagram. So unajua hizi zile za ma scholarship for ABCD. So ilikuwa recommended you put like a submission ya certain thing, ya certain design. So I did that and then I got a partial scholarship
nice.
in the University of Netherlands.
Okay.
University of Amsterdam. Yeah. So
ni ad tu ilipop up apply.
Yeah.
Now this time
nilikuwa first year.
So since ndo like wase uingiaje kwa hizo scholarships?
You just apply
and your shit was good like they
because hakuna watu walikuwa na apply. I won't say it's because it was good, it's because no one else was applying like and the scholarship was there.
15 or 10 of you it's not cool.
So I got the scholarship. I did everything. I graduated from because I also like did it over here.
But could travel
at times, like for a really short period, and then I came back. Okay. And then I primarily did the studying over here. I finished. So chenye hiyo ilikuwa ina incorporate ni primarily the IT side. Sasa hizi vitu za web design UI UX vitu kama hizo. So that is how now I got introduced to that aspect of life. And then so on top of that, my first ever job was in a farm ya film. Bro, I worked there for like a year. I only got paid for like 2 or 3 projects. So I remember ilikuwa na
how many projects did you do?
I think like we did like 9 or 10. And then unajua ni primarily most projects ni seme 2 months 3 months vitu kama hizo
projects,
yeah. So manze the guy alikataa kabisa kunilipa. So I think nakumbuka ilikuwa on 31st nimesaw the year but ilikuwa 31st. I remember nilimwambia by the way I'm quitting over a message because we had worked the whole of Christmas. Yeah. we had worked the whole of Christmas manze. And then I remember kuna kitu alikuwa anataka nifanye and I did not do. And because I did not do that, he alikuwa kwa my neck like for the rest of the week. Sijakuwa na holiday, sijakuwa na anything. And so I was like, you know what, I quit. So when I quit, I nikaenda to another podcast. I watched a podcast by Financially Incorrect. I saw over there a lady called Kanye Ohawa. And I DM'd her on Instagram. And she really, really mentored me.
Okay.
So she mentored me, and then through her, some few months later, I got work in another company.
Are you still in school?
Yes, I was in school.
Bro, wow. Okay.
I was in school back then.
Na kuna ati kudifama nini?
No.
You.
Yo, my parents are teachers. Say you wouldn't even wouldn't cross their mind.
It's not an option.
It's not an option. It's not a thought you should have. Haufai kufikiria at any point. At in that
acha ni difa alafu niingie kazi.
They wouldn't have agreed to that. And I will not lie. I will say this disclaimer.
So through a podcast, you've gotten a mentor mwenye okay.
Yeah. And then I got work. And I will tell guys this, because really young creatives out there. Bro, go and do what you want. At times, family really messes you up. Because I got that gig and someone somewhere really made me question my ability to perform. And so I left that job. And I think at the time they're offering like 40K a month. Bro, sikuwahi nimeshika 40K maisha yangu yote.
Hata mimi sijaishika but okay.
Bro, kona S22, what are you talking about?
Nilikwambia S22 venye nilipata it's another story.
Okay.
But sijali, bora S22 ilipatikana.
So I quit that job, bro. Sikuwa nimekaa hapo hadi 2 months. Hata 1 month. I think 1 month ndio ilikuwa inaisha. No, because of that person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and because of that, I ended up jobless. I did not have money and I just couldn't do anything for myself.
But still, uko shule tu bado.
But still, I'm in school. So the time I was still ngangana, kidogo. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I have the skills. I can start doing things on my own.
At this time, is this skill unakwa YouTube?
Yes. Because at the time, I was also doing the course from the school.
Yeah.
I think they also introduce you to a Dutch kind of design. It's not really African.
Yeah.
If you go to my work page, primarily most of the designs are inspired by like more of Dutch not necessarily Kenyan.
Okay.
I'm African. And so that has also been a challenge for me working with Kenyans. I'm working with Africans.
Okay.
Yeah, so primarily most of also our clientels are not even Kenyan. They're guys from outside because I feel like they also they're also really familiar with what we do.
They gravitate towards that design.
Yeah. And they think that we do what they want. Yeah, so that really inspired.
Ukaacha job pale.
Depression mtu wangu.
Ilikutandika mbaya.
Yeah man, it really did.
Na depression juu inakonga. Hii generation kwanza sisi yetu tutandika dead. Unakosa hivi so moja unasikia sijui aje.
By the unajua unasema hivyo mzaha, nimekosa so moja, I felt like shit manze. Where you playing?
Unakosa hivi so moja, 100 chili.
Yeah.
Unasema maisha yangu
like shit. So how did I deal with depression? Fitness. But I think we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so at this point, Nico, like I can do things on my own. So I started doing designs and then I'm posting them on Instagram. And then I consistently did designs. I did designs. And so the first client I ever got is one of my mentors. He's called Kepler Sugenau. He's a software developer from Florida.
Si watu unapata nao wapi? Uko Instagram moja na mimi ama?
Yes, hiyo
Instagram yangu saa wale mabaddies wako ndo wanaanza kupop up for people. Na siwataki saa hii, mimi nataka hao watu wako.
Okay. So I actively DM people. Like I will take my time, I will sit down, I will narrow down a niche This is what you want to focus on. This is what I want to focus on
Like
at the
you're
moment.
always pitching.
Yeah, but I at this point I can sell you your shoes na umezivaa and you'll give me money. Yeah. Imefika hiyo level.
Wow,
you have to be really really good at
business,
sales.
bro.
You have to be, I think if you understand how to sell and hauna the skill, I will not lie to you, there are projects we've taken on and we did not have the appropriate skills. But we sold ourselves so well, we got the job. And then the skills came
ile side yangu kule
okay.
Huko hivyo unauzia msee kitu, mwambia hii itakusaidia kwa gari hii, anakuambia hapana. Mimi natakanga ile, mwambia hii chukua. Ikikataa rudisha na kuongezea do. Anaelewa, anajaribu, anasema iko on. So the guy from Florida. So he's called Kepler and that was my first job ever. I think at the time he paid me $250 USD. Okay, convert, I think at the time ilikuwa kuja, I think 36 ama 37,000. Yeah, Kenya shillings. And at this time company jafo uko peke yako?
Niko peke yangu, mtu wangu. Yeah. That was the...
What were you making for him?
UI UX for an app over there. Yeah. So that was my first ever gig and I realized I actually gel a lot with these guys over here. So from that time, all the designs I was making was there related, not Kenyan or African related. So I feel like after that, nilikaka bila kufanya job. And so in Kenya, so hiyo do ili niskuma, I'm telling you, a couple of months. It really skumad me.
Ukaanza kuwa attract tena.
Bro, I do, first of all, Baddies, I will not lie to you. Before the because like I mentioned, I have a buddy right now. Before her, I think nimekaa 3 years without dating.
Really?
Yeah.
You go grind too?
Yeah. So it was primarily really majoring on skills, focusing on skills and yeah. So at the time nilikuwa peke yangu, I decided to open an agency.
Bro, hizi vitu zote unajuaje? Juu mi, an average listener of Good Talks Live podcast, kuna convention mi have hapa hivi na wasee na wambia machamp na maempress huku wale, okay, naongea lugha gani hizi? Like boys and girls out here. Wako like, bro, tapataje job, nifanya hii course, nifanya nini, kila kitu nini. How do I like, napataje ganji ya kila mwezi yenye itakuwa neneka float, nianze kulipa rent, nianze kuafford hizi vitu watu wanaanza kuafford kwa TikTok, kwa like mse ujiplug in aje kwa
hizi. We will get there.
Okay.
So I started the agency, ilikuwa inaitwa Atichi Atelier. I forgot even where the name. Atichi is a Greek name. I forgot what it means though. I was like, okay, so you've asked me where I get the information. Mimi I follow wanaitanga waje watu undercover, like really, like people in tech, people in finance, people in fitness. I swear I won't lie to you. Fitness is primarily the reason why I am where I am.
We'll get to that though.
Yeah. So I follow these guys and then these guys follow other guys. So unapata umse yako na an agency that does ABCD. So unaangalia, okay, so what does an agency do? And then you go on YouTube. At the time AI wasn't really prevalent. Ama prevalent, whatever. Watu wako naijua sana. So it was primarily YouTube ama Google. So I'd get information and then I'd go to YouTube naangalia, okay, nini. So people are doing ABCD. So I did that. And then I continued doing things. I continued producing designs for no client. Just to show that niko na job naeza fanya. And then kidogo I got an email from Indomie Kenya. Yeah. Okay. So I think they were launching like a mini. So you see, kama venye we have Carrefour and then tukona like stalls ndani. So they were launching something of the sort. And then they wanted like designs. Because we at the moment ni we, but at the time it was I I was also doing like mock-ups, ma aprons nini, vitu mingi nini. And unapata as much as people design ama print them, they do not put designs of them as much. So I did that. I did that for them. So that is now where I got. So at the moment we also do printing services for businesses, for companies. we're also working with some other podcasts on March. So that is also something we do.
March?
Yeah.
Itabidi nimeongea na wewe vizuri.
Yeah. So we also like that. This is what. So at the time I had to tafuta watu tufanye nini.
Kazi, yeah.
So I did
Indomie now.
Yeah, that for Indomie. And then I feel like the biggest break for me then was sijui kama unajua Fear of God.
Fear of God. Essentials.
Yes. I did their nini inaitwaje their campaign for winter 2023 for the website. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Is it sending my emails too?
Yeah, the emails.
Wow. So from Indomie to Fear of God.
And
so then ganji imeanza kuingia nini.
Yeah. But Indomie didn't also pay me a lot of money. But I was like, you know what? The clout. No, it wasn't. I was like, you know what? The clout will work. The clout is better.
It's better.
Yeah, so I primarily also think about things long term, not necessarily short term.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I do something with Indomie, then I am more likely to get other clients.
Yeah.
So sijui kama unajua Elbin and Nibbles. It's like they do like crisps and vitu kama hizo and snacks and vitu kama hizo. So we also did the packaging for them.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is I forgot because it's been a couple of years.
Umefanya vitu mob na umesema wewe ni younger than me. Bro.
Yeah.
We misi failure acheni hizo. Kwani episode 24 failure.
Tulieni
hizo. Onyi tulia.
Yeah.
Tulia.
Yeah, and then I'm also talking a lot ndio.
Iko sawa, ndio maana ni podcast man. We're having this conversation so watu waweze kuunderstand like
Okay. So
how to do things.
We did because I've had my team for a minute now. I did the designs, the packaging for Elbin and Nibbles. We also did a commercial for them. And then after that
the work became too much. Now we started like
no.
Okay.
Mimi I love doing things alone. I will not lie to
because
you.
Because of the tunes or what?
Yeah. What are you saying, my friend? What are you saying? I love, bro. Yeah, you do. I really own it. But I also love my work.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it allows me to really express myself.
That's the reason maybe nafanya podcast with yangu. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's also really fulfilling. So I think after the Fear of God, the next big project was the Ministry of Education, Kenya.
Oh!
Yeah.
No, so nanipigia leo. Anyway, sawa, tuendele.
Weka simu.
Script iko but naona okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Education.
Yeah. I did there my attachment.
Is it because your parents are teachers or what?
Hiyo ilikuwa connection. Yeah, I wouldn't even lie that. Hiyo ilikuwa connection.
Mom, jo nipige connection na watu wenyu ba, mom.
But at the same time, what does your mom do?
My mom is my mom ako kwa hotel industry. Yeah, akoko kosto na do.
Tunafaa tuongea because there is something I do want to do in that industry.
Oh, hotel industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tutaongea. Yeah, so hiyo ilikuwa primarily designing they usually have like ndasema aje. You see, every individual, because the ministry has to have their like file and folder. So designing hizo ma files and folders vitu venye zitaka. I think that was the other gig I did in Kenya. And then after that, so this is when things got a bit serious. And I met one of my mentors. So we haven't reached where I formed the company yet.
Okay.
So he's called Carlos Roberto. I think umeona nikipost nini zake sana. So that guy is my mentor. And he's also one of the guys he's become my friend, like he's a big brother pia.
True.
Bro, the guy has a shoe manufacturing company, manze.
Where is it located? In Kenya?
Mexico, mtu wangu.
Nako Kenya?
No, he's not. See, he stays over there.
Roberto. Okay.
Ni kama bata mtu wangu.
Iko like
mtu
this is a
wangu.
person you talk to.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hata sasa nikimcall atapik. Yeah.
Mwambie tunataka tacos. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to come. So
okay. So mna contact na waseka hawa man like wanaku
yeah. So I get my first gig from him. It was primarily designing a website. So a website that we are currently doing. So ilifika mahali I was like, you know what, I can't design and I also do this. So that is when I brought the first developer.
How do you meet this guy or this lady?
It's a lady.
Nice.
We met on Instagram.
Damn,
how did we
bro.
meet though? Nimesahau. We, Nairobi ni kubaya. Because you know what? I worked for a guy, for 6 whole months. Long story short.
Okay.
So I remember pia, that is also when I ventured into social media management.
You also do that?
Yeah. And so I met the guy and I did the work for him. The catch was, after 6 months, you're going to add my salo.
Okay.
The guy fired me on the 5th. 6 months venye anafaa nilipe. 2 weeks before. He's like, you know what? You have to go.
Cheers,
alikuwa nanilipa 8,000 a month. And I think at the time I was producing, I think 3 videos a week. And then 5 posts pia for Instagram, Facebook.
Bro, alikuwa anafanya monkey?
Yeah, mbaya. But I was new, you get. I was looking at things long time. I want to understand how the industry works.
As a Gen Z?
Yeah.
You are doing way too much.
Yeah. I want to know how this industry works. At the moment, money wasn't necessarily a priority.
Like, ukianzanga mse usema hivyo. Like, I'm here for the craft. I love my job.
Because pia, the other gigs I'm doing are giving me money.
Okay.
So what are you telling me? Like, I don't mind doing this. Na sisa bado I'm still in school.
Mazee hiyo aspect ya shule, man. Na siko rahisi.
Bro, finance mtu wangu unaweza kufa mtu wangu. Ulifanya accounting.
Nilifanya diploma, but bado ilikuwa inanikula.
I think kwanza diploma ndio mbaya.
Nilimaliza, acheni hizo.
Siko hivyo.
Huku mazee jo. Watu onyi tulia.
Pause.
So yeah.
So see, I work for the guy. And then he was following someone. And then this person was following this chick. And then this chick akakam kwa my recommended. So say, look at her. At the time I wasn't dating. So I was like, hey, by then she looks nice. Nini. Kumbe, kidogo, she's a dev.
A dev?
Like a developer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Acheni hizo. Mawaziri bana, hizi vitu najua. Pia nye mnajua sahi, angesema dev na ipite, simgejuliza hapo. A developer.
Yeah, a dev. Okay, sawa, developer then. So I think the first time we went out, ilikuwa Java.
Okay.
Ilikuwa. And you know at that time, this is, okay, baby.
Watu wanyaga, cheers.
Baby man. Fast.
Cheers.
Baby, this was long ago. Because she's going to watch this, manze.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember, ilikuwa double date.
Oh.
Yeah, nilikuwa nimetoka kwa na date before, and then now this chiki came after.
Unawapeleka hivyo
yeah, mzee.
Okay.
No, but it wasn't official, nothing like, crazy.
Okay.
But after talking, I actually read, by the way, this chiki is a dev. And I have projects she can work on pia.
So you bring her in now with the Carlos Roberto project? Or is it another project?
A different project, yeah. So there's some of the projects that we do, I will not be able to mention them because of NDAs.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
Yeah. So at the time I also had other projects, but pia with the Carlos one, I knew itafika mahali I will need developers for this. Yeah. Because I did like my codings nini, but me knowing myself, see, that is not my thing.
It's not your
I
strength.
am a proper designer.
Yeah.
I associate, we go out and nini. So bringing her in, I was like, you know what, this probably wouldn't even work. I will, because now you also understand people, the person, and then she was also dating. At the time, I didn't know she was dating, so I came to understand that she's dating. And then we were like, you know what, it's cool.
It's cool.
We can do business pamoja. So that she was my first developer. A few months later, we got another projo. I had to get another developer. So she primarily deals with backend. I had to get another one for frontend. Yeah. So we got 2 people. So after Carlos, I got some other work in Japan.
Man, like I think tunarudi pale kwa the school which you went to in Netherlands.
Yeah.
I think imechangia wewe progress yako ku
Yeah.
Juu. I guess how they do things out there is different from how
bro, it's completely different.
Like black and white.
Venye huku kuko. I think venye nimeingia hapa imenipea the same vibe.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because kuna embassies hapa.
Yeah. It's like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it also teaches you how to interact with people from outside the country.
The business lingo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Primarily them, how to interact with them. Yeah. It's why it plays a big role in that. So I get some more work outside there. And then now this time, this company is a pretty big company. And there's a project we've also been working on with, I think I will not mention it, but the most recent, kama uliangalia my story, the most recent project I posted, it is for that company. Yeah. But these guys were like, you know what, we have to have a legal basis because the money was also a lot. So I had to tafuta a company lawyer. That is when I opened a company. Yeah.
Because if you look for a company lawyer, you need to have a company.
Yeah.
So starting up a company now, with the two, the lady and...
Both of them are ladies.
You work with ladies?
No, it's not necessarily that. Ladies wamejituma huku nje. Kwanza in the area of IT, I will not lie to you.
Yeah, for sure. Hata in my area, like business, unajua mimi mservice business kwa downtown. Most of the shops are owned by ladies. Like wana hizi maviatu wakiuza manguo makladi. So wapo huko hivi nje hizo wanajituma sana.
Wanajituma. Pia maishori anajituma sana. See, we are complimenting all of them.
Yeah. Watu mangu wanajituma. Shout out to you. Happy Mother's Day na come through. So
yeah. So I primarily, and then if you tell them do this, they will do this.
As long as it's strictly business. Yeah.
It's always strictly business.
Usiwai mix pleasure na biz, but kuna watu mix pleasure na biz.
I feel like that is the day your company fails. And I also live by
you need a company lawyer.
Yeah. And I also live by a certain principle. Okay. I learned this from a guy called Luke Belham. He's like an e-commerce guru mbaya sana. And he said one thing: if a guy cannot be loyal to his partner, then trust you me, he can also not be loyal to his other partners. Hata kwa the work, hata kwa the relationship.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you as a man, you have to have principles. No, this isn't sexist ama misogynist. Kindly, haiko hivyo. But I'm talking to the guys.
Yeah.
You have to be, what was I saying?
Like strictly business.
Yeah. Unafaa kuwa na hizo principles. Don't mix business with pleasure.
The two ladies come in, get a company lawyer. Now the company
imeanza kuwork. A few months later, as much as I'm doing finance isn't accounting. So I also had to get like an accountant. Yeah. And then so the unapata now at the moment we're like 5 people. Yeah, but it's a company.
So it's a company. Yeah, a company ni man, unaweza kuwa watu wengi, like unaweza kuwa hata watu 3 4.
Yes, but that is one side of it. You remember you're also doing printing you're also doing social media management. Pia like vitu kama events, unataka production nini. So there's also a separate team for that. Okay. So with them, they're primarily freelancers.
Ni wase tu gigi camp.
It's my team, not random people. They are my team, but they are freelancers, so they can go and do
other businesses,
other things they are doing.
Venture into other things. Oh, okay, that's interesting, man. So, man, umeongea, like you've just given us from the start to now having a company. How is it like running a company at such a young age? Because wase wana do vitu huku hivi nje. Like me neza sema Ego Talks Live pia ni company.
It's a company, bro.
It's a company, yeah. And running it mazee as a youngin, auelewi your magnitude until
umeingia
like vizuri, like you having a team who does this. At some point pia mimi nitakuwa na social media manager wa
tupe hiyo tenda mtu wangu.
Unacheki, so nitakuwa hapo hivyo na huo mpoa mwingine mwenye anafanya hizo vitu nitakuwa na mpoa kapi unacheki. Hopefully start mix pleasure na biz. So like how is it running a company at such a young age? Like easy skills unazipata wapi? I know, okay, before you answer that. Mazee, honestly mimi pale nimetoka mtaani, man. Na stories of mentorship me is almost like it's not something you will discuss confidently in front of people. Like having unaambia wase mazee me have a mentor who does this and this and this. Like people will be like, hey bro, kwani wezi jifikiri, what's the essence of having a mentor? Like especially you doing business and also being like generally to having a mentor.
Okay. I will not lie to you. I think at this point I have 3. I have 3 mentors. Carlos is one of my mentors. Yeah, manze. He's like family at this point. Yeah. The other one is a lady called Anmuhia, and she's also called on Instagram and Prepared to Entrepreneur. She's been in every single business venture you might think of. She's done it. So Anne is another one. And then the other one is called Dr. Alex Kamau. So this guy, he's now in a completely different field. He's in real estate. He's also an auditor. He's also a financial analyst. He does a lot of things. And I was actually with him earlier this week. And there's something he told me that I would want to share with you guys.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we were talking with him. And he gave me, like, I think this really opened me up. Pia in my way of thinking. So primarily, aliniambia, in any situation you get, any opportunity you're in, ama in any opportunity you get, look at it as a seed. Iangalie kama mbegu.
Yeah.
And unapata, in the society we live in, people want to eat. The moment anaona, hey, Musioki ameanza, ameshika KS22.
S22. Mwaziri, S22 hata si. Okay.
Bora uko na S22. They do not want to know whether it's yours ama it's not. Penye uliitoa, wanajua Musioki yako mafutani.
That's
Sindio?
actually very true. Yeah.
And they want you to give.
I struggle a lot with that, like my friends. Like unaonanga hivi simu chekisa simu kaa hivi. Nimepokea simu kaa 4-5 hivi niko sure tu kuna mse.
So what I tell you what he told me. He told me he's been the most selfish person in terms of other like watu wakimwangalia. He's probably been the most selfish person. I'm telling you, this guy has done everything. Amefungua butchery, amefungua wines and spirits. He's done literally everything. And he also has a school. So he told me to for some really long time, Adi in family, they considered him the most selfish person. And then he was like, why? Because you want to eat the branches. People want to eat. Awangoji matunda. Branches tu zimeanza kutoka hivi, wanataka kukata. Aende atengenezee kuni, achukue atengenezee pencil. If they do that in no time, mti itakatika. People should, so alikuwa ananiambia you should learn to be really, really patient with yourself and spoil yourself. You cannot give what you do not have.
Episode ina feel yo bro, like episode man,
you cannot give what you do not have. I cannot have my 50,000 I want to rudisha kwa biashara, and then you're telling me ebu nipe 10 nilipe rent. And I'm going to say this, you'll probably say I'm arrogant. It's fine.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm saying the listeners, watu wanasikiza. But you see, uko teme 40. You get, mimi ni kijana mdogo. I am trying to figure my shit out.
Misko 40.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm giving an example. Msi yako 40. Wewe acha nikutumie kama we example. Msi yako 40 na we Wesley uko 23 years. Young. Tusisahau.
A young man.
Umeshika 50,000.
Amen.
Okay. And then mtu anataka achukue hiyo do, umsaidie, wewe sio unataka kurudisha kwa biashara. My firm stand on that is that, number one, you cannot reap where you never sowed. You cannot reap where you never sowed. Like, and number two, don't even try. And number two, unafaa kuwa umejipanga. I am grinding my ass off right now so that my future is secured. You get? So you see, kwako at this point, 10,000 isn't a lot of money, but 10,000 to calculate in terms of future, that is technically a lot of money. Na unajua sana kwanza, if it's someone you related to ama someone mnajuana vizuri, kurudisha pesa inakuanga ngumu. So hiyo ni pesa unafanga utoe ukijua kuna probability haitarudi.
So that hivyo unatumia msedo, unajua hii hapa hairudi.
So that is one thing he shared with me, and I wanted to like share with you and every other viewer. So mentorship is really, really important. Not necessarily direct that you useme huyu ni mentor wangu nini. Once in a while have a phone call, talk. Hata si lazima ikue because you have an issue, no. Just talk. They always spill wisdom. Listen to that wisdom. Try and apply it in life.
And I feel lesema kwa podcast, like humans always like we thrive on conversation.
Yeah.
Like sisi wase tusipobonga yani hata kama unapitia ngori at that time like conversation is a change a lot. Na si lazima iko conversation around kenye unapitia. Just banta nini hiyo venye umesema wisdom and all that inafanya msea nini. I feel tumebonga sana tuja venture into other things. Nataka kuongelea relationships kidogo. Like relationships have been instrumental in your life.
Yeah.
Able to share story moja.
Okay, so primarily one of the guys who's my friends. Shout out to
Gig real. Nakwambia mawaziri. Let me tell you one thing. Enye muka hivi chini nasema besti yangu anajua besti yangu mwingine mwenye tunajua na wote. Like we have mutual friends around. Like kuna wasa wengine mnapatana through me, napatana through the other guy, the other lady and all that. It's so like nikisema maybe nataka it's a crazy idea but naisema tu leo nasikia tu kufunguka. Nikikuwa na Good Talks live recording man. Niko sure niko na mbogi mwenye yule msee nilipatana naye na huyu mwingine wata come through. Bas mandatory.
So bila break. Tano bila break.
Wewe usianze
sinasema yako si ya nje si ya nje
Let's go.
So
Gigril,
so long story short I was talking to a chick and Gigril was also talking to the same chick. Both of us didn't know.
Okay, interesting.
Both of us didn't know.
At that time, did you know each other?
Me and Gig? No, we didn't.
Oh. Wasichana wanaleta watu broad-based government. So you're talking and also talking.
So
na nile talking watu wanajua. Talking stage mawaziri.
You know, I even knew the mom, bro. What are you saying?
Oh, sijui ka Gig ulikuwa unajua budake.
I think he atajua who I'm talking about.
Maybe next episode Gig.
But kwa harakati
mazungumzo.
I think I am more of I am a diplomat. I love talking to people. I love understanding. Okay, so what happened? What is the dynamic of the relationship? And then the other thing, me will never fight for a chick. If you feel you can find greener pastures, manze, just go.
Grass is always greener
on the other side. Go to that greener pasture. You get fighting for no, I can't do that. I love
we are fighting for our lives. You're fighting the finance. We can't do other fights, man.
No, we cannot do that. But that said, I also want me. I will gladly. I will say this. Siko baya, but I will choose business
over pleasure.
Most of the time. Bro, manze, you shika chums and then you're like, you know what? This is really good, yeah? This is really good. So the chiki, we are talking nini, and then see one of these fine days we go out. This time I didn't even have money. Ilikuwa kijana tu mdogo Nairobi, anajaribu. I think at the time the most expensive date I would have afforded was like 1,000 split between two people.
Oh really? 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. That's reasonable. 1,000 is in Nairobi. It's very reasonable.
No, you're playing. Tulieni.
Failure.
So the time that was the most I could afford for like dates. So we go on a date. Kumbe the chick has 2 numbers, and me I know of one. No, she has 2 numbers. I know of 2 of them, but she also has two WhatsApps, and I only knew of one. So see, a notification comes from the other phone. And then I'm seeing like Gig over there. And then I'm like... So you know what I did? I just shikad the number. And then when I came back home, I called the guy.
No way, bro.
I did.
No way, bro.
I actually did.
You had time to shika the number.
No, see, I shikad nikaeka kwa simu. See, I asked her about it. Okay, what's happening hapa nini? What's happening?
Okay.
So I called the number.
I love this podcast.
And then I talked to the guy. Hey, this is story of watu wa God. Bro, you have to look. I think at times we look at things on a smaller scale. And I think you'll understand after I'm done with the story.
Yeah, for sure. You take the number, you call Gig.
I call him and then we talk. And then after we are done with the lady, I'm like, oh, by the way, what do you do? like what do you do for like hustle? Then akaniambia mimi ni MC. And then akaniambia pia I do graphic design.
Okay.
So part of the reason I also ventured into graphic design was because of gig.
No, okay.
Like the intentionality for me to like do it, because as I had mentioned earlier, I also loved design work.
Because I think Gig amefanya design.
Yeah, he does.
Jquat,
Yeah. So you see, my point is, even after I called him and watu watachachisha, I was looking past this chick, because this point we were done.
Oh, after that date you're like,
yeah. And she tried calling me. I didn't pick. But I had secured a friend, and I also had secured an opportunity. Gig manze, shout out to you manze. MC manze.
So that's the dynamics of like that.
And then we started talking, me and Gig, niaje uko fiti nini, we became bros like that. Ikafika mahali we stopped talking kidogo. But ni a guy na kona roho safi. I text him, he'll reply. Hata ananitumia happy new years mtu wangu.
Happy new month.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good initiative.
He is an amazing person. Yeah.
You gained a bro.
So you see, it worked out for my good. And like I was telling you, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So I believe that most of the time, everything works out for its good, for like your own good. Yeah.
Hata mimi nimekuwa na some that kind of stories, like coincidences nini, and they have been impactful and also they have been good. There have been some good interactive sessions with the guys I meet. So yeah, man. So tukimalizia, man. So ulikuwa na anything else to share on relationship? Mimi na feel squeezy dating imekuwa ngori because wase ufeel kama me personally venye nimekisho ukiniulizia swali like 40% it's good, it's only good like 40%. And it's often good when it's starting. When you are katieng this chile, you have all the time, you have this and that. But when you get the lady, kazi inaanza kuwa mingi. Leo niko na recording sessions, nafaa kuandika script, kesho naraukia jobo, hizi mambo mingi zinakuwa tu mingi. And I feel dating imekuwa tricky juu because of that. Mimi personally mimi na feel kasi sijafika pale nafaa kufika maze, sioni tukienda na wewe pale nafaa kufika. Naona tu nikimove peke venye unasema kuwa peke yako inakuwa nini, maybe ukisha tu kidogo. Mbona uliamua kusettle? Ama ilikuwa so unpredicted. But Simse mnafanya naye kazi?
No, it's not.
Role yake tu ni kwa mpoa wa Mweti.
I feel like at this point that's her only role. No, it's a role she enjoys a lot. Hiyo anapenda.
Hizo ni vitu nyeti.
Usichatishe.
Okay, why did you decide like, it
was so unpredictable, but inafika mahali and then you find someone, and at that particular time in life, a lot of the things you guys have align. True. And at times I think hata unapata wazee wetu wakioa primarily inakuanga peace of mind, respect.
Oh man, peace of mind.
Yeah, bro. So ukipata mtu mwenye anakupea peace of mind, respect, and then she's not city girls. Yeah. She's not one of those. She's a baddie, but she's a modest one. She's modest, chilled. Rosafi mtu chilled.
Ana mambo mingi. We won't say the name. Maybe Gig at okay.
No.
Gig anajua jokes.
Cheza chini.
Okay. Yeah, man. So it's been quite a journey. How long? Maybe
5 months.
Solid 5 months.
A very solid 5 months.
Nice. Shout out to
before
her,
that, we were talking for some time.
Okay.
So it's been
a talking stage, then now dating, it's official and all that. Shout out to you, man. So good luck in what you're doing, but lazima tuongele fitness, man.
Yeah, manze. I feel like
fitness imekuwa instrumental. Jumi pia mi simfit hivyo.
Unachachisha, si unachezanga ball?
There's that, but sikoangi mfit hivyo wenye. Like muangalia fitness kwa like I need to have a certain physique.
Okay.
Fitness imekuwa instrumental in like discipline and all that.
Okay, so I primarily started at this point I just say working out.
It'll come about when you learnanga primary jumaze kuishi kwa cold hiyo na kusubject into
like, so on Fridays at Isa our classes used to end and then we'd like run for cross country. Yeah, man, it was crazy. I think ilikuwa around 5-6 kilometers. Yeah.
So I think ilianzia from
around hapo
until now.
And then I primarily started doing it in high school. Hiyo time ilikuwanga 2 abs za kutesa wapoa. Yeah, sasa hata sina.
Uko na mpoa. Okay, okay, so yeah.
Not necessarily because of that, but when I entered campus and I really started focusing on fitness, I am more because I've also tried the bodybuilding aspect, and your body becomes really stiff. Yeah, okay, uko na muscles ndio, but mwili yako it's not as flexible as you'd probably want.
Unasikia mabouncer ni rahisi kuwa.
Yeah. We're actually getting there. So I eventually just stuck to calisthenics. And then I entered.
Wewe foga dread huko.
Nikaanza boxing. Yeah, so I box. I niko welterweight, primarily from kg 64 to 69.
Unasikia gig, jaribu kuchukua sahi. Jokes wewe, hili ya mwisho. So yeah, you umeventure. I think mi upenda. Hata mimi personally, like I always do, like I have a roller, niko na roller home, napiganga press ups, nafanya hizo vitu zote. Like there's joy in just being fit.
And then I feel like it also breaks you down. Unaona ile saa umefeel umechoka. Cause I also run. And I also skip. Ile saa umefeel umechoka, yani you at your end. Try ongeza like an extra 5 minutes.
That's the gain.
After that 5 minutes, you'll probably work out for another 30, 40, 50 minutes. At the moment, I think my workout sessions near around 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Crazy. Yeah. And also includes the boxing?
Yeah. No, I have 2 sessions. At the moment, I have 2 sessions. One in the morning, one in the evening.
Nikipata pesa hata mimi nitakuwa na do hizi shit.
Hakuna story ya pesa. Calisthenics you don't need money. See, calisthenics nizo push-ups, pull-ups.
Pull-ups, but doing it professionally, I think with the discipline like, also.
Yeah,
like
so
if you have a commitment somewhere, I feel utakuwa more disciplined, as opposed to doing it at home. Leo utajisikia sijisikii kufanya na kufanya hivi.
But unajua the crazy thing, Leslie, ni nini? It builds you up when you're doing it on your own. Ile siku unasikia hausikii kufanya. I love this guy called David Goggins. Manze, he's one of the hardest. Pause first. Pause. Like he says, alikuwa Navy SEALs, akakuwa Ranger, akakuwa Marine, akiwa like around 30 years old.
He's the hardest.
Manze, this guy is 50 years old. Na anakimbia 216 miles in the morning, mtu wangu.
Bro,
and then he'll hit the gym. So the guy is like, you see those days when you feel like you can't go past that. Go past that.
And also, let me just tell Mawaziri, like, itafika mahali utakuwa old na mwili itakuwa inakataa, man. So weka ufanye fitness, man. Do shit. Mapreza piga kiinde asubuhi, jioni pia kiinde hivyo. Itakuwa pole tu utanini. Mimi hata nikiendanga costo, when I go morning runs, man, hadi kwa beach. Unaenda huko hivyo after beach kwa maji. Una feel fit. So mimi na feel venye fitness, na feel hiyo discipline ya fitness imekufanya ukue composed. Like inaleta confidence. Hadi ukiapproach them nini uko like
niko content mtu wangu.
Najiongelea mimi.
Okay.
So I'm getting fit.
Okay.
At least niweze kubag dem kama Mweti.
Okay. Dem umesikia.
Anyway, man, we can go, like mina feel tunaweza ongea na wewe for the longest time. Like we can have conversations on many things.
I'm available. Unaweza nishtua tena.
Lazima ukam through. Maguest wangu wengi. That's the people I can seneza reach out, man, na to have easy conversation. Na ni fiti, man, kuliko tena ku approach celeb. Akwambia can this time ume-cancel session. But yeah, you know, that's a story for another day. But for here we also have a last, na feel joke umeisikia, but we also have a last segment on the podcast called Stupid Pun. I guess Juka ulisikia Kenana kisema. Okay. Then I'll ask you this question as we wrap up. The last segment Mawaziri it was Stupid Pun kimalizia show. If I was to get married by the roadside, outside, ingeenda kwa road gani?
Outside? Outer ring?
Alisikia!
No, but ina make sense. No, ina make sense.
It's
outer, and then marriage pete,
yeah. I think Kenana ukwende huko. Ulimwambia akasikia labda akajifanya. Anyway.
Kenana shout out to you. Sijeka mjinga kwa hii episode.
And he was there like, I'm kidding you. Anyway,
sales.
Got you. So when plug in your socials, watu weze kufollow Mawaziri, maybe watako interested na kazi yako, watako interested and all that. Na reply DMs, juu Mawaziri pia
Yeah. So I'll primarily open the business ones, the friendship, nini. Mweti's episodes on Instagram. That's primarily it. Pia on TikTok, pia Mweti's episodes, and then my work account iko tagged kwa my personal account.
So utaingia tu hapo kwa bio, click.
But in case you want it, ni Mweti's Intricate Atelier.
Acha waende kwa hiyo Mweti's episodes.
Mweti's episodes. I think it'll come the first one over there.
First one, yeah, Mweti episode. So yeah, thank you so much for showing up, bro.
Nam share, nam like, nam subscribe.
Yeah, man. So it's been real, Mawaziri. Thank you so much for the streams. The podcast is growing, man, and we are here to see it. We're here for it. Najua hii mwaka na feel positive. Kwanza jana nilikuwa concert ya Manolo, man, nilikuwa blessed. Man, maze mi upendanga live music, yani, na inani blessing sana. So na feel positive about this year. Itakuwa full of blessings. I hope you mtapata mpoa.
Amen.
Tutaweza kuwa na yeye. At least nimletege kwa set mabebe. This is where I work.
Yeah.
This is my producer, Siwaka.
This is my huyo ananifanyia kazi. Nimemwajiri employee. My employee.
That's what's up, man. So yeah, man, tukimaliza kusema Good Talks Live episode 24. Pew. Mawaziri, the intro.